Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how I created this princess cookie. I made this with a combination of shredded chocolate, royal icing and fondant. To create the shape and size of this cookie, I used the lid of a plastic container. Since I want to prop this cookie up, I'm going to mount it on a surface. So I created a small board, similar to a cake board. Just by using some corrugated card, I cut the shape out and then I used foil to wrap it in. You can easily use cake foil as well, which is used to create cake boards. I folded over the foil and used some tape to secure it in place. Using candy melts, I'm going to actually adhere the cookie to this board, and so I melted it in the microwave, poured it onto the cake board that I'd made, and then gently pressed my cookie into place and allowed it to dry, and this holds the cookie in place very well. I then flooded my cookie with royal icing. The next step was to create the dress and the bodice, and I'm using candy melts in pink and white. Using a knife, I gently cut through very thin slices through the chocolate, and this gives you a shredded finish. This shredded chocolate helps give the dress a light and feathery look. The bodice is made in two sections using two candy melts. The top piece is cut into a triangular shape, and I'm cutting away some more just to create more definition and detail for the bodice. I then use another piece of candy melt to create the bottom half of the bodice, which is sort of sitting around the hip area. Now it's time to add the bodice to the cookie, and I'm adding it to sort of the upper portion of the cookie and using royal icing to stick it on. Working from the top down, I'm starting to add the shredded chocolate. Using royal icing, I'm doing small sections at a time and adding the chocolate and pressing it in gently to the surface. I work down the skirt and add more and more pink, and at the bottom I add white chocolate. I use the knife occasionally to push some in place, and I also shake off the excess. I also added more royal icing to the side and made the skirt fuller. With thin royal icing, I then paint the upper body, and this helps as a guide for me. I then use royal icing to pipe out the details. With the same thin royal icing, I then fill in the space with a brush. You could easily use a piping bag, but I find the brush is easier. With a dark royal icing in brown, I then pipe the hair. I start to add details to the dress with a deep pink royal icing and a turquoise. Using the deep pink royal icing again, I create ruffles at the base of the dress. For flower embellishments, I use blue and yellow fondant to create tiny flowers for the dress. Using the end of a paintbrush, I give the flowers shape. I start to add the flower details to the hair and the dress. I then add the centres to the flowers. I also add sleeves to the dress. I then highlighted using edible gold paint. The final touch was to add a pearl border to the cookie. And this is the final result. I really wanted to show that you can create a unique finish using other decorative food mediums. The shredded chocolate really creates a lovely finish with lots of texture. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up below. Also, if there's any ideas or something specific you'd like me to make, please leave me a message in the comments box below. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.